All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock, it's time for Veterans News. Hank Whittier is not in the studio. Gary Pascale sitting in the captain's seat. Good morning, Gary. Gary, sorry.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, listeners. Good morning, veterans. We have with us Don Williams, and we have our great radio host, Mr. Joe Martone, with us this morning. So we just plan on having a great time here for Veterans News Hour. We want to wish Hank and Vivian well. This is Hank's first vacation.
Yeah, and how many
About
years?
20 years, yeah.
More than 2 days.
Yeah, he might be he might be listening. Can't you? You could stream all over the country and listen to WOCA, right, Joe?
The world.
Although the world, yeah. So Hank might be listening, and
Well, first I'm gonna have to show him how to turn the computer on.
yeah, well, he's got Vivian. He's got Vivian with him now. She's she's
Vivian,
real
yeah,
good
she'll
at that stuff,
take
yeah.
keep 'em straight,
So Hank,
yeah.
if you're listening, enjoy the weather up there. I know it's cooler, but you haven't gotten any snow, so hopefully you'll get back before something like that happens. Because I know you don't like the snow, but enjoy yourself and God bless you, my friend.
So we're gonna go to the casualties.
We do
now?
have some casualties. Again, we look forward to the day when we don't. But I have 2 firefighters. I have Sergeant Vince Smith, who died on November 19th of this year, and he was with the City of Detroit Fire Department. And I also have Assistant Fire Chief Terry Culver, who died on the 24th of November. He was with the Calvert City Fire Department in Calvert City, Kentucky. And we have an MIA recovery update from the Department of Defense. These were folks who were missing in action, of course, and they were recovered and brought home to be buried with honors. We have a Marine Corps Corporal, James D'Otto, who was 20 years old. He was from Los Angeles, and he was buried with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery on December 8th. He was another one of those that were killed in that Battle of Tarawa in the Pacific on November 20th of 1943. And we also had returned home Army Sergeant Robert C. Dakin, who was 22 years old, and he will be buried on November 12th in his own hometown of Walton, Massachusetts. We also have, let me go back on that a little bit. He served with the 7th Infantry Division, and he was lost in North Korea back on December 12th in 1950, so it's almost the same date that he'll be buried. That's amazing. And then we have Army Sergeant Billy J. Williams, who was assigned to the 2nd Reconnaissance Company of the 2nd Infantry Division, who was also lost in North Korea on February the 14th, 1951. And we have Army Sergeant First Class Billy D. Hill, who was 21 years old, of Fallon, Nevada. He was assigned to the 282nd Aviation Company, and he was lost in Vietnam on January 21st of 1968. All those were returned home, and our thoughts and prayers go out with the families of these people. Joe, do we have any locals that we know about, or Don, have any locals?
No one's brought in there, thank goodness. Larry, it's your turn.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
And we're back.
On a light and bright note, because Christmas is the brightest time of the year, Joe, we had a great time on Friday night, didn't we?
Oh, we had an outstanding time, a good turnout. We haven't got the numbers back, but the benefit, Vets Helping Vets, which is near and dear to both our hearts, all the veterans in the area. So, and I was privileged to be there. And we had a surprise. Hank and Vivian were there.
Oh, yeah,
they
what a
weren't
surprise.
supposed to be.
No, they weren't.
But Hank's got his the way that's Hank. That's Hank. So it was well done, well received. A lot of people were there. We had Stan McLean there. We had the mayor there. We had Chris Blair there. A lot of dignitaries that were there. And I probably missed somebody, and they'll be mad at me.
Yeah, well, Jinky Diaz did a lot of work to get this going. She's been here on the radio, a great person. And not only Jinky and the folks at Caliber, but, Jinky's whole family. Did you see all that artwork?
Oh, the artwork, the auction. We had a fun auction.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
A beautiful family. Of course, we've gotten to meet her mom and her children.
She just became a citizen.
Yeah.
It just
That was
became a
outstanding.
citizen, yes.
And the kids are lined up for.
And that was a great time. And, we got a little bit of chance to talk about what the bowling alley was going to turn into. And, some of the elected officials, elaborated a little bit on that.
Closer and closer. And those of you that don't know that, what Gary is alluding to is the bowling alley on East Silver Springs Boulevard that was closed. The city has bought it, and it's going to be, I guess, leased to us. The Vets Helping Vets organization will be spearheading it. It'll be a one-stop for veterans to go in there. We'll have all the other agencies in there with us. Hopefully that lounge will be put in there for computers and not just to sit and go to sleep kind of thing.
No, definitely.
Employment.
And they'll be used because, that computers are kind of hard to come by. We got a few in the library, and the library's good about letting you use it, but they only got so many, and you only get a half hour. And if you ever been to Workforce Connection or One Stop Career Source, they're real good at it. But it's a lot of computer work you have to do to get a job these days, and everything's done online. And they teach you all those good skills, but you need to have some place to do them.
You have the availability, and then filling out resumes and shipping them off, emailing to everybody. It's all part of it, and hopefully we'll be able to facilitate that.
Yeah, we should be all inclusive. The pins will fall no more in the bowling alley, but hopefully,
Yeah, I wish there was
fill it with veterans.
Someone said, "Gee, I wish there was one more or a couple lanes left there, for the veterans to use." No, it's down to the bare walls. So, but it'll be a good thing to what's the word I'm looking for? Construct.
Yeah.
And organize, and Hank and the officials of Marion County are behind it, and they're behind it because it's a good thing.
Yeah, and they come out to the dinner and supported it too. So all the officials, and I won't mention names because, like you said,
I know you missed somebody.
We missed somebody, but
right.
The fact that y'all come out and supported us, our elected officials and the dignitaries, from Marion County and Ocala, we just want to thank you, and we're glad you're behind the veterans here. A lot of places it's not like that. We're just fortunate to be, I grew up in Florida. I didn't grow up in this area, but the area I grew up in has really changed a lot. And, a lot of the old Florida is here in Marion County. And,
the old what?
A lot of the old Florida is here. And when I say the old Florida,
I thought you said something else there.
Yeah, not talking about.
You got me worried about there.
Not talking about people, but the terrain. Like, you get to going down the Ocklawaha River, and you see all them trees. And, my wife's a Native American, and when she's in the boat with me, she always remarks, this is how it was, when my people were here.
Take a pause. We got a break to come up.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Our Thursday will be a nice one with a mix of clouds and sun and a high of 75 to 79. Clear to partly cloudy Thursday night with lows ranging from the low and mid-50s and a few inland spots to the low 60s on the coast. Friday, mostly sunny and pleasant, high 76 to 80. On Saturday, partly sunny and warm, high 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Where am I going to hide the presents so my family can't see what I got them for Christmas? Hey, I know. Neighborhood Storage has units for only $20 till the end of the year. Yep, Elf Storage. With 20 locations, Neighborhood Storage is easy to find and use and only $20. Elf Storage. I mean, Neighborhood Storage. So when you rent the unit before the end of the year and mention WOCA, get a free t-shirt. Neighborhood Storage. I like it. New customers and additional units only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
The 2015 Ocala Christmas Parade is December 12th. WOCA is broadcasting live from Hires Baxley's front porch. Here's your chance to join us. Hires Baxley will be offering preferred parking spaces for a minimum donation of $6 per car. And all the funds raised go directly to the Ritz Veterans Village. Your donation not only includes a parking space, but also access to restrooms, hot cocoa, and even cookies. So bring your chairs and blankets. Parking begins at 3:30 on a first-come, first-served basis, so don't delay. Get a great spot while helping a great cause. For any questions, call Hires Baxley at 352-629-7171.
At this time of year, I bet a lot of people are thinking about bicycles. Young, old, and in between, bicycling is great fun and a wonderful way to get exercise, not to mention fresh air and outdoors. Friday at 10:30 a.m., the folks from Brick City Bicycle here in Ocala will be on the air to tell us all things about bicycling. Of course, you're encouraged to call in with your questions. Again, that'll be this Friday, December 11th. We'll be with Brick City Bicycles.
Hi, this is Alex.
And this is Jessica.
And we just want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Longer names generally tend to be considered feminine and beautiful for women. As far as the men's names, there were a lot of names with a good guy vibe on the list, which conveys approachability, like Andy and Noah. Short breaks were associated with higher job satisfaction and less burnout than one long break. If you want your food to last as long as possible, put it where it belongs, which is a fancy way of saying some foods don't belong in the fridge.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
We are The Source, WOCA.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock, let's return to Veterans News. Gary?
Yeah, we just want to take a quick moment here to just thank WOCA Radio and Joe and Larry and all you folks here, that allow us to have Veterans News Hour every week. And the sponsors, I want to thank especially Bob Wine's Camellia Garden and Nursery. It's Christmas time and our yard is really decorated. My wife really goes out and we got a lot of stuff in there. But Mother's Day, she got a beautiful camellia bush from Bob Wine's from my son. And it started blooming in September. And it hasn't stopped. And when I went past to get in the truck today, the beautiful red blooms on my Bob Wine's camellia, that stood out above all the decorations in the yard. Now, you can get your stuff from Bob Wine's at 2610 Southeast 38th Street in beautiful Ocala, our own beautiful Ocala. When it comes to your landscaping needs, Bob Wine's has it. Everything from small plants to mulch, fertilizer, even large trees. And Bob Wine's will deliver it if you can't pick it up. And if they plant your tree, they'll guarantee it. And Bob Wines has been keeping things blooming in Ocala since 1952. And when you tell them you heard about them on WOCA Radio and you mention you're a veteran, you get a 10% discount. Can't beat a deal like that. Get down there before it gets too cold and get your beautiful plants so you can enjoy them. And the wonderful folks at our Ocala Ford dealers. And when we say Ocala Ford dealers, we're talking not just Ocala, but also the Ford folks that serve Gainesville, Leesburg, the Villages, and our own Bellevue. Our main Ford dealership, of course, is located at 2816 North Pine in Ocala. You can go down there. You can get you a new Ford. You can get you a used Ford or a used vehicle of some other type, if that would be your preference. And they have a great service department. They're even open on Saturdays. I seen a sign when I went past there yesterday. They have that hard-to-find part. I had to get a part from them for my old 97 Ford.
What?
Not too long ago. Yeah, I had to get a PVC hose, but they got it for me within a very short period too. And if you're not quite sure you're going to buy yet, you want to lease, they'll do that too, and they'll even finance you. So get down to your Ford dealers as soon as you can.
Just stack that little sucker up.
That's
Does yours
right.
sound, how many miles?
It's well over 400,000. The odometer stopped about 15 years ago, 250,000.
So just there
But
it goes.
It runs, and it gets me to where I want to go. Joey, we wanted to talk a little bit more about our little Christmas get-together.
The dinner that was put on in benefit of Vets Helping Vets. And those of you that are out there that would love to do a dinner or a get-together that would benefit Vets Helping Vets, you have an organization that you know a lot of good people are interested in helping the veterans in the area and want to work through Vets Helping Vets, please get in touch with us. The number is 433-2320. Again, 433-2320. And, of course, the area code is 352. Give them a call down there. Usually they're there about 2 in the afternoon. Remember, everything's volunteer work, 99% of it. We work on a very close margin. So in other words, like 85 cents out of $1 is going back, if not more, to the veterans. It's not like some other organizations, which will not be mentioned, because I don't even want to give them a second of time on the air, that take more for administrative than for what they're doing. And we believe in what we're doing. I'm proud to be on the board of Vets Helping Vets. And the other night, Tuesday night, I was at PPIR, Professional People in Real Estate, and they asked for someone to make a presentation. I was proud to make a presentation for Vets Helping Vets. And remember, it started in 1997 unofficially, and officially became a 501c3 in 2002. So if you have an organization that have a good solid base of people that have it in their heart that want to help veterans, and most likely 9 out of 10 times in that group there'll be a veteran or know a veteran or is related to a veteran, and they want to come up and step forward, because Vets Helping Vets is there to help people, the veterans that have fallen through the cracks or down on their luck or out of work. Our own Ed is a perfect example. He was sleeping in his car when he came to Vets Helping Vets, and now he's working for Vets Helping Vets, and he has an apartment, I understand.
He's got a house. Ed's got a house. He rents it, but he's got a beautiful house.
So there you go. So it's not the person, probably it's the circumstances, and they can get the answers for you if you don't. I love to tell the story what the lady called, and she said her dad's having trouble making connections. I think Hank fielded this one here, and he said, okay, let me find out what does he need, and blah, blah. Come to find out, her dad lived in Hawaii, but the connection was only 2 blocks away. But Hank made the connection here to over there, and he only walked 2 blocks and got the answer. But he didn't know that man was there, and it was just, and it's amazing. You know, we are based in Marion County. 90% of our work is done in Marion County. But if you have a veteran somewhere else that you're here and they're there, call us. Because if we can get the answer for you, doggone it, we're going to try.
Well, in keeping that cost down, like you said, Joe, we work out of a storage facility. So what a blessing it will be for us to be in that new area. Not only the fact that we might have a little more space and, be able to spread out a little bit and, we won't be all scrunched together, but the thought that the veterans will have that room with the computers, it's possible we might have a...
We do have a phone call.
Oh, okay.
You want to take it?
Yeah, we'll take the phone call.
All right, let's go to the phone. If you can hear me on your headset, you should be able to hear the caller.
I got you.
Okay?
Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now we can, yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Can we help you?
Okay, yeah, I was having phone trouble, so I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, the other night I went to Immaculate Heart of Mary, I believe it was. It was a Catholic church, and they put on a nice program and took up a donation, gave all the money to Vets Helping Vets, and I just thought that was just so decent of them to do that. They didn't do anything else except for vets.
That's outstanding.
And my hats off to them.
Right, and my personal thanks to the folks at Immaculate Heart of Mary for doing that for us, and and God bless you, because when you bless other people, He sure blesses you, and we thank you for that. And
I just thought that was great, and it needs worth mentioning on the air.
Oh, definitely.
What a good job they did.
Thank
you for what you did.
Yeah, thank you, and our hats off to the folks at Immaculate Mary. Thank you, and God bless you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. There's no question in our minds that we always will thank someone, and sometimes that's all it takes. It's just a thank you, because of what it's already in their heart. They know they're helping. They don't even, some people know you don't have to thank me. I'm doing it because, but that's what we were brought up. I was brought up always thank somebody for something.
Me
Take
too,
nothing
and
for granted.
And that's what this whole center that we're going to put in is about. It's thanking veterans for their service.
That's on a bus route also, isn't it?
It's right on the bus line. Yes.
So that's another plus, because where you are now, there's no bus line, is there?
No, there's no bus line, and and sometimes we have to send people to 7 or 8 different places. And I'll tell you what happens. Especially veterans returning home. That are still stressed out from the situation they're in, and they're trying to deal with their new lives and everything. And you got to send them to 10 different places. A lot of them get so frustrated they just don't go anywhere.
Well, and you're saying veterans, new veterans,
yeah.
But we're still having problems with I shouldn't say problems, but it is problems with the old veterans. That from Vietnam and we still have a few
even
that are
World
beyond.
War, even Korean War and World War II.
How old is Jim? 91 years old.
93.
He's 93. We're talking about Jim
Phillips.
Thank you.
Chief Jim Phillips.
And he does not look or act 93 years of age.
No, he's sharp as a tack.
And
he remembers names and places and ships' names. And
he's still out there playing the market, too.
He sure is. And, we'll have him on a future show again and let him tell a story, when we have the hour show.
Oh, it was funny. He was being interviewed, and he says, well, what do you want me to talk about? The MC, what do you want? I got a zillion stories I can tell, and there's some I can't tell you.
when he talks, he will bring you to tears. And speaking of Chief Phillips, Chief, of course, he's Navy Chief, and he was...
something wrong with that?
No, nothing wrong. I'm a veteran of the Navy and the Army. God bless the Navy. Pearl Harbor Day, Monday, was the 74th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. That's really near and dear to me. I was just talking to Joe. He's been there twice. I've not been there. My dad joined the Army. I don't know whether it was late 1939 or early 1940, but he really thought he had it made. God bless him. He was at Fort Shafter, Hawaii. When the bombs fell, and when the bombs fell. Yeah, when the bombs fell, he was at Fort Shafter, and he had been there for a while. Really, he told me most beautiful place on earth, and he never did. He died in '66, so he never did live to go back. But that was his life's dream, to go back to Hawaii because he thought it was so beautiful. The overwhelming event to get him. He was on his way to church when he was hit with shrapnel. And he had a hole in his side that was there till he died. But he never did. So maybe I'll get there.
It is something to see. If you don't get a tear in your eye, you're not human. It's I can't describe it. And you just go there, and that white bridge is over that ship, which is still commissioned. The flag is still up, and everything.
And there's people still down there.
Oh yeah.
Just wanted to mention we got about 1 minute. Just want to give you something to think about. Just real quick here. We see these black flags with the MIA POWs. I want you to remember today that there's 83,000 U.S. service members still missing, unaccounted for, or POW. Hopefully, there's no POWs, but, we don't really know that. 73,500 from World War II and 9,645 since then. 1,626 of them from Vietnam. So, remember those families in your prayers. This Christmas is approaching on us. And remember the folks at Pearl Harbor. And thank God that the United States come back from an awful thing like that. We're a great nation. We're still the greatest nation on the world. And we always will be, as long as there's people like these veterans, of today that want to go out there and continue the legacy. And we just want to close out with God Bless America. Nobody does it like Kate Smith.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Funerals for some of the 14 people killed in last week's San Bernardino terror attack begin today.